A gentle good day to you all. I'm Mercy Otis Warren, and this is Voice of the Colonies, bringing you the news of this second week in July, 1775. A week when courage steadies every heart, and the colonies stand ever more united. This update is brought to you in part by Concord Tea Substitute. Tired of paying taxes on every precious leaf from across the sea? Cast off the king's costly tea and raise a steaming cup of Concord Tea Substitute. Blended from local herbs and native plants, Concord tea warms the soul and strengthens the spirit of every true patriot. Whether at your morning hearth or beside the evening fire, savor the bold taste of freedom in every sip. No taxes, no tyranny, just pure, homegrown independence. Concord Tea Substitute. Taste liberty one hearty brew at a time. We begin this week in Boston, a city surrounded tightly by the Continental Army, with tensions rising by the hour. General George Washington took command in Cambridge earlier this month, and he is moving swiftly to strengthen the siege lines. From his headquarters at the Vassal House, Washington walks among the men daily, offering words of encouragement and inspecting defenses. Officers say he toured advanced positions near Boston Neck this week, consulting engineers on building stronger redoubts and new artillery placements to hold firm. Colonial sentries are exchanging fire with British advance parties almost every night. Inside Boston, General Thomas Gage and his British troops remain mostly behind their walls. Small patrols venture out to scout or gather food, but are quickly met with resistance from watchful colonial lines. Washington knows that holding these lines is critical. If the British break out, they could resupply and potentially crush the fragile Patriot forces. Beyond fortifications, Washington faces another silent enemy: disease. With summer heat, rising cases of fever and flux have begun to spread through the camps. Washington urges stricter camp cleanliness, careful rationing, and strong discipline to preserve strength. In letters home, he writes candidly of the Army's state, noting it is almost entirely destitute of powder and urging for perseverance and unity. In letters written in multiple directions, he pleads, "I must therefore most earnestly entreat that if you have any powder in your government, it may be sent to this camp as soon as possible." Turning to Philadelphia, the Continental Congress is alive with debate and urgency this week. Delegates meet daily in the Pennsylvania State House, discussing ways to strengthen the Continental Army. They propose a new unified postal system to keep safe communication among the colonies and Washington's headquarters in Cambridge a vital lifeline as the conflict grows. Congress has also approved the creation of a new regiment in Pennsylvania and one in New Jersey, showing that the movement for a unified army is growing stronger by the day. Further, they are deep in discussion on securing powder shipments from abroad, a dangerous but necessary effort if the colonies hope to match Britain's mighty forces. Congress votes to send envoys north to Canada, hoping to win support and prevent British attacks from that direction. Men like Benjamin Franklin and Charles Carroll champion these efforts, believing that Northern allies might help secure victory. We'll be back after a word from one of our sponsors.
For every farmer turned fighter and young sentinel on watch, Minutemen muskets deliver true aim and steady fire. Carefully forged and trusted from Concord to the Carolinas, each musket helps you protect your family and your freedom. When duty calls, stand proud and be ready with Minutemen muskets, the steadfast choice for brave hearts and freedom's first defenders.
In other news, there is action all across the colonies. Far to the south, militia units in the Carolinas and Georgia prepare critical supplies for the Northern Army. In Charleston, South Carolina, committees gather powder and lead, while physicians and apothecaries collect bandages and medicines. In Savannah, Patriot leaders encourage neighbors to contribute any spare powder or musket balls. These southern colonies understand that holding Boston is vital to prevent British expansion inland. Their leaders act swiftly, knowing each barrel of powder and each packet of medicine could mean the difference between victory and disaster. In Virginia and Maryland this week, patriots move swiftly to counter rumors of loyalist sabotage. Local committees receive alarming reports of plans to disrupt food stores and supply lines. Patrols increase around major plantations and coastal ports like Norfolk and Yorktown in Virginia, with militia units guarding wharves and crossroads at all hours. In Maryland, committees of safety act decisively. Several suspected loyalist conspirators are arrested near Baltimore and along Chesapeake routes accused of plotting to signal British ships offshore. In Annapolis, residents are gathering each evening in the town square, forming new volunteer watch groups. Neighbors swearing to protect each other and guard the river and nearby farms. In Williamsburg, Virginia's political heart, the mood is shifting. Influenced by news from Philadelphia and inspired by Congress's declaration of the causes and necessity of taking up arms, more prominent landowners who once pleaded for peace now support the patriot cause. Many echo the declaration's sentiment that the choice between submission and freedom is clear and necessary. In New York, tensions remain high as patriots and loyalists brace for conflict. Committees of safety patrol the crowded streets and bustling docks night and day, chasing rumors of loyalist conspiracies and secret letters sent to British commanders. Merchants loyal to the crown are closing shops or quietly moving their goods inland, fearing confiscation or angry crowds. Patriot shopkeepers, meanwhile, are removing British goods and proudly offering local wares instead. On the Hudson River, the British warships HMS Asia and HMS Phoenix loom like dark shadows, their cannon trained toward the city as a silent threat. On shore, crowds gather along the waterfront, some shouting defiant cheers, while others stand in tense silence, clutching one another's hands as they watch the ships. After the warship's recent movement up the Hudson, local militia forces work quickly to strengthen coastal batteries and river defenses. Volunteers shore up earthworks and prepare cannon just in case of sudden attack. The mood is anxious but determined. Our final look around the colonies takes us even further north, where settlers along the frontier in upstate New York and southern Canada listen to rumors of British agents offering gifts and promises to native groups to win new allies against the colonies. Leaders in Albany urge every settlement to keep scouts on forest paths and river crossings. Nightly meetings grow common, where neighbors promise to watch out for each other and give warning at the first sign of danger. In this charged July heat, each rumor feels like a crack of thunder before a storm, a sign of a community standing ready to defend not just land, but their hope for freedom. All across the colonies, small towns and great cities alike come alive with meetings, drills, and nightly lantern-lit readings. And all over the colonies, boycotts of British goods are spreading. Shopkeepers remove signs for taxed tea and fine cloth, urging neighbors to support homegrown goods instead. Each boycott, each town meeting, each quiet promise is a small act of defiance, a stepping stone towards something larger than any single colony or farm. And so tonight, as ships patrol our harbors and watchfires glow on distant ridges, we see a people no longer merely subjects of a distant king, but neighbors and kin, discovering their own strength and unity. Each midnight reading, each shared warning, and each vow to protect one another brings us closer to a new nation, not yet born, but already stirring boldly in every heart. The road ahead remains steep and uncertain, but the spirit that guides it grows stronger with each sunrise. This has been Voice of the Colonies. I'm Mercy Otis Warren, reminding you to keep your lanterns glowing, your courage unshaken, and your eyes fixed on freedom's bright horizon. Good night, and may Providence guard us all as we march forward together.